Nellie Gray, they have taken you away. And I'll never see my darling anymore. I am sitting by the river, and I'm weeping over death. Why you've gone from the old Kentucky shore.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish, and a red fish, blue fish, and a one fish, two fish, and a red fish, blue fish, and a one fish, two fish, all right, and a red fish, blue fish, which is okay. All right, and a red fish. Let's go take a check into the YouTube. Over here, and over here. I am live on YouTube. Over here, and over here. I am live. Okay, there we go. It is, hold on. It is National Taffy Day. Also, it's the Memorial Day weekend here in the United States, which is the unofficial kickoff for the summer season. Granted, the official one's like June 21st or so. But unofficially, we start going summer crazy this weekend. Although my weather is cold and wet. So, but still, that means we're going to put away our spring mascot, our rabbit buddy here, and we're going to go get. I think I'm going to get Bongo. I have two. Actually, I have two summer mascots. We have the octopus, and we have Bongo. Also, I'm going to see if I've got any summer decorations that we can set up on stream. Also, um, we might also include a beach hottie. Um, so I'm going to put the call out for a beach hottie that we can also kind of put in here. One of somebody who submits their OC appropriately dressed for the beach and is Twitch safe. We'll include them somewhere on the overlay here. Anyhow, let's get. I should probably update my gallery too. That's probably a few months off. We should get the new stuff in there, right? Yeah, so maybe we'll do that too today. And then we're going to work on the Cyber Ninja outfit, which is looking like this so far. So today's Textures Day. I finished up the shoes yesterday. We started those. I think we started those on stream Thursday. So I kind of got them rigged. I still have to really texture these, but we're gonna not put real. We're just gonna use shaders on the bulbs, much in the same way. This is only gonna use shaders, although there's a little pack in the back that we're gonna put textures on. This is basically just only gonna be shaders. And what we have here is we have these tubes all have like a emitter core with a glass casing, so that makes them look a lot more sophisticated than just as if it was a tube that just emitted. Um, Also, I want to fix that. I want to try to get those crotches a little covering a little better. So we're going to do that after a little bit of decoration and a little bit of stream maintenance. Uh, and I think we're going to put Bongo up. So let me get my OBS up. I think I can show OBS. Hopefully I'm not doxing anything too badly here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to try to select the mascot. I can't seem to get to it. Maybe if we just click on the foot. He should be on this list here somewhere. So let's take a look. So we're in my scenes. There's Bongo the dolphin. Alrighty, Bongo the dolphin. We're just gonna. Can I not select Bongo the dolphin? There we go. So Bongo's gonna end up right about in here. Bongo's our summer party dolphin. So what we need to do is find the rabbit. There's a thing in here. Or at least there's supposed to be a thing in here. I thought I had a folder for the seasonal items. There it is. Why are you? Oh, there's Bunny. So we're going to shut the bunny down. Do I actually have any summer decorations? You know what? I don't think I have some. I'll probably maybe add a palm tree, which will obscure I'm getting more and more crap on this screen. Anyhow, I think that's going to be fine. So we got Bongo, so that's the big step, is get the rabbit, the spring rabbit out of the way. Get Bongo the dolphin in here. There's an octopus in here. Leo da octopus. There it is. There's Leo. Although I don't think we're going to use Leo this summer. I think we'll go back to Bongo this summer. Maybe. Maybe we just stick Leo real small over here, covering up the thing that says tips. Not that anybody ever, those that use it know where to get it, I think. All right, so or we'll do it. Maybe we just sneak you up in here somewhere a little bit randomly. And look at, I do have Bongo in the carousel. No, so let me update the carousel. This is a directory. And what I think I'm going to do is maybe grab the last dozen promos for the last dozen items that we have released in the store, and maybe some of the stuff we're working on. We'll do that. Let me see if I can. If we click on this incessantly, there we go. All right, so where are you? Image slideshow. There we are. Let's take a look. I think this points to a directory, and I don't remember where it is because it's been so long since I've updated this. So we go to properties. We are looking for. Yo, Farrell, how are you doing? You should have him right in the box, but then he's blocking other stuff. I'll move him. Actually, you know what? If we move him back down in here. And you know what? I'm going to stick. He's going to be a little bit over the gallery, though. I moved the wrong thing. I have no idea what I selected. I'm going to cancel this for a second. What did we select? I selected an image wreath. It's invisible. Why did I select an invisible image wreath? Dagnabbit. That is not what I'm looking for. It's in. There's Leo. Let's take Leo. You know what? We'll put him right there in the box. He's really, really small. Hey, hola, chicas. How you doing, Athrun? Let's do some shout outs here. Did that work? That worked. There's the Feral shout out. Someday I'll actually have links that goes with it. And here's the Athrun shout out. All right. We're going to get around to adding a palm tree in here. But right now I'm going to update the gallery, and then we're going to get on to moving to working on the textures. Actually, I'm going to work the geometry a little bit to get a little bit better coverage in the crotch. And then we're going to pop over to Substance Painter and set up the textures. That's what's on. Also, I've been thinking about the 1950s combat dude, and I realized I've already modeled an M1 Garand. I have a 1911 Colt pistol somewhere. I also have a canteen now, an ammo belt, and somewhere we've got combat boots and an M1 helmet. Have to head back out. We have spring cleaning this month, and Monday they come down the street, so anything that goes. Oh, all right, get hopping. Do they only do they do that like every 3 months or something? Or just once a year? I'm looking for my gallery. I had it selected and I lost it. So we're going to come back and click on this until I find it again. There it is. Image slideshow. Properties. What I need to know is, there it is. Online stream pictures. So I need that folder. We're going to put you over there so I don't accidentally show something I don't want to show. That says online. That says stream pictures. I'm pretty sure I can show. This is the stuff So anything in this folder here is what goes into the gallery there. So you know what? I think we're going to take out bongo. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make sure that bongo is actually. I'm not doing that because I'm scared. We're going to make sure this is sitting over. Where's my folder? It's in Twitch. I'm just going to make sure a copy of that is over in here. And you know what? I'm going to leave the ninjas. Come on, Windows, just move. My computer's being slow. I need to find a way to steal $100,000 so I can pay my bills and get a new computer. And other stuff. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on. Jesus Christ, Windows. I can't do nothing. And you know what's the sad part is I can probably just open up a new window and do it in that. And I double clicked on that. Don't double click on that. You're still busy. Can I just close you? Of course not. Do I want to just restart Windows? Probably. Should I do that in the middle of stream? Probably not a good idea. Yo, Napsmore, how are you doing? That's better. Redistribute. Um, you know what? I'm just gonna close all of these down. This just refuses to. Okay, I'm gonna. Hopefully, I'm not restarting stream in a minute here. Control Alt Delete. Bringing up the task manager. I'm gonna shut Explorer down and relaunch it and hope for the best. Kill it with fire. Just reset. That's what I'm going to do, and keep exactly. Hopefully the stream's still running. Let me just double check. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, I think I'm good. All right, we're fine. We're fine. So where were we? We were online stream pictures. I'm going to. We're going to move that. 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 I'm going to move Leo. We'll keep Mac, the commie snowman. We'll do that. We'll leave the Martian princess. We'll get that. We'll get that. I like the pop out cake. We'll go ahead and keep that. That and that. We'll keep real ninjas. We'll get those out of the way. And we'll leave the coffee mug and we'll move the Twilight Teddy. I'll just drop those all in here into the thing called copy. I might have to restart. It might not update. I might have to. Got to be a way to refresh this source, because it's probably going to keep rotating the old stuff. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. What's coming up next? You know what's going on is it's opening up pictures that aren't there anymore. Uh, I think that's what it's doing. That's the reason why it goes black for a little while, and then it goes to the next picture, and it's going to go black for a while until it comes up time for the next picture. So, you know what? I'm going to hit save on that. There's got to be a way to refresh this, though. That would be too easy, right? See, now we're up to the... I mean, what I could do is I could just relink. That doesn't do anything, does it? I could just trash that and relink it. That's probably what we're going to do. And then I think that'll force a refresh on it. Anyhow, let's go. Before we do that, though, let's actually add the new pictures. So we're going to run over to the DAS submission file. Or I can, yeah, we'll go over to DAS submissions. Can I sort you by date modified? Does that work? That kind of works. I think I want to put this over here just in case I show some underboob by accident. I don't think that's underboob though. I think that's good. Um, so here we're gonna put. I'm gonna copy that here. We're gonna do the Sinbad outfit. I'll put copy that here. That says main. I need to change that to something, don't I? I should actually look in promos. Um, I'm just gonna change you to 01. Here, we'll put a copy of the Sinbad outfit in here, coming soon to a DAS near you. We'll put a copy of the Roseblade. Main 02. You know what? Actually, I'll put the zombie. We'll use the zombie girl there. Okay, we have the diamond. I just did that. The Bio de Sancho. Can I show that on stream? I can. Okay. Put a copy of the Bio de Sancho. Actually, I like this one. So we'll put that there. We've got the Savannah outfit is actually in the stores now. We'll go ahead and put a copy of that in here. What do I got? O2. I think I can get to O. We're on O2 for the mains. I misspelled that anyhow. Marabu is in the. I like that one, and we don't have underboob with it, so we'll do that. Showgirl in the backstage. Kind of a nice image. It's almost already. Keep that there. Moving along. Rampage outfit is in the stores. I like this one here. Captain America. We'll put a copy of Seawolf. I like this one with the lady sitting on the barrel. We'll copy that there. Yo, DJ Ray, how you doing, man? Mode Noir and the Linda trench coat. We'll do those. So I'll do the main Mode Noir. And we'll do one for the Linda trench coat. And I'll refresh this, and this will be the new galleries. I'm doing well, thanks, dude. And you are going to be, I don't know, 04 or something. We're updating the gallery, the thing that rotates above me. And the Linda trench coat. So I'm updating it with the latest products and upcoming products. And we're leaving a couple of other things in here. So I think this is good. I should put this shirt on there. Who doesn't want a red shirt with a big target on the front of it? All right, that's good. So this is the directory. I'm going to have to come in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to trash that and add a directory. And I'm going to select that folder. And we're going to see, this should now go to the diamond drops, is what we're waiting for. It did not. It went to, oh, it's alphabetized. Because this is my, there we go. All right, so that's working. Okay. All right, I've updated the gallery. We've added Bongo. We've got Leo the octopus. I'm eventually going to add a tree in here. And we're done. We're done decorating the stream for now. We're going to go and I'm going to do a little bit of adjustments on the crotch for this outfit to get it to fit just a little bit better. And then we're going to texture it. So first I'm going to do it for the base. I'm going to select that. I'm going to make sure I'm working on the latest version, so we're just going to re-export this out. Mesh resolution, we'll set that to base. Mesh smoothing, we'll just turn that off. I'm going to export this out. We are totally in the wrong spot. Burlesque. Cyber Neon, Whip. Do I have a? We're going to set up a more folder here. New. Actually, I'm going to do it right here, actually. Cyber Neon G9V3. Save that. Why you make noise, phone? Okay, never mind. Okay, we need a copy of Blender in here so we can do Blender stuff. Blender is opening on screen too. We are still using the 5.1.1. I'm sure there's a newer version than that because that's just the way Blender rolls. Do the import. I think there we go. I love the recents on Blender. Makes things so easy. All right, we're also going to get a default Genesis 9 in here. I happen to have that linked right there. G9. All right, what I want to do is I want to just tweak this edge so it's a little further over. I got the wrong thing selected, so we're just going to maybe grab from here to here. And I want to kind of try to maintain this thickness while I'm doing that. And I don't think, are you? It's not exactly mirrored. So I'm not going to worry about that. What I probably should do is hide one side while I'm doing this. It'll probably stretch out a little bit in here, but we'll try to smooth that back out. And I'm going to want to kind of, you know what, this strap doesn't have an edge to it, so that's not as important. So we're going to activate a little proportional editing. I'm going to do that. We're just going to do that, and we'll just adjust our fall off until we're somewhere about in there. Which one is my center line? This is my... I think that's my center line. It got a little off center there. That's the disadvantage with the way I do things sometimes. I'm going to pull you and then maybe pull you up. Back a little. Over a little. Take that off the, and get these unselected. Keep moving. Is that where I want that? Maybe something like that. And then I think maybe I'll do a little bit of brush smoothing. And I think I want to maybe drag these up and in a little. Yeah, and this one needs to come out just a bit more. It's probably good. We'll take this into the sculpt and I'll smooth those out. And then this. This one's a little closer to that edge, so I'm just going to pull it that way and maybe bring it up a little bit. And we'll pop over in the sculpt mode and see if I can just smooth this stuff out. So anyhow, let me get my tools in here. We're going to set the strength on the brush down to really low. So I can slowly do that. And is the alt actually working? And the alt's actually working. That's a little better. I'm happy with that. That's probably fine in the back. We're using D4, so we'll tighten up a little bit. And then you do a little bit of smoothing. We'll set that down to 0.2. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. And I want to turn on this, not that, so I can kind of see the polys in here while I'm smoothing. Blender Smooth is, I love Blender Smooth. It is great for straps. It smooths them out so nice and neat. ZBrush smoothing is a little trickier. So I think that's going to give me the extra coverage. We're going to load it in as a morph target first, and then we're going to update the geometry. So back to object mode and activate this. And come into here. And I probably should change the colors. I didn't save that as an ID, did I? That would have been the clever thing to do. I didn't do that. All right, I'm gonna adjust some of these colors. We're gonna change the trim colors so I can see what the trims are doing. Because I want to make sure it doesn't get too janky. It's a little too shiny. You know, my glossy roughness always looks weird that way. There, that's better. All right, let's load this in as a morph target now. You are load morph, morph loader pro. Choose a morph file, projects, Orlesque, Cyber Neon, Whip. I'm just going to go ahead. This is the shade. Did I save it? I don't think I saved it yet, did I? I haven't saved it yet. There's my problem. Let's do that. That might help. All right, we have saved. And then you know what I forgot to do? I didn't do that right. We're going to save again. I'm going to remember to use the... That's an... I'm going to remember to do selected only this time. Okay, now I can load this in. And we'll double check how it's looking. I think that's going to be all right. Of course, we don't really, what we're really concerned about is having this fit the female shape. I probably, actually, you know what? I should probably smooth that out a little bit there. and maybe smooth it a little bit there. So a wee bit of touch up. And then I've got to adjust. So here, let's come back to sculpt. I didn't want that to move as much as it did. And what I need to do is, I want this width on this line here to be consistent. So we're going to slide some of that over a little bit, I think. So we're going to pop back into edit mode. And we're going to line these up a little back and forth. So that. Probably good. Thereabouts is good. Probably okay. We'll see how it looks on the female shape. Do I want to maybe touch this up a little bit and sculpt? I've got something weird going on right there. I'm going to try to. I think I just need to slide this over a little bit. It's probably going to be fine. Smooth that out. I'm going to get a little bit of distortion. I'm not going to put anything really critical down there. We're going to have these kind of ambient stripes. I think will run. Actually, I got a big seam that's going to run down the middle. So we're going to put like 2 rows of ambient stripes, maybe a couple of dots and a couple of dots. And then we'll have these kind of strips that go here and here. And I'm going to run it here. And we're going to have like a couple in here. We'll maybe do dots and then run it around the collar. And maybe I put dots and run this back to here. I'm not going to put, do I want to put one in here? I don't think so. I'm going to have the tail connected right about there. Or maybe I'll run this up. We put a couple of dots there, run up, and then run around the back. And I'm definitely not going to put a dot there. I think I'm just going to have 2 tubes run along there. All right, let's re-save this, and I think that's good for the update shape. I hit the wrong button. I hit the import, not the export. There's the export, overwrite, should be good. So I'm going to Control Shift F. Let's actually select, do that. Update vertex position. You know what? I'm actually not liking that now, am I? I'm changing my mind. Let me see how this goes. If we run the, see, it gets tighter. You know what? I'm going to redo this. I'm not going to expand. I'm just going to expand down here, I think, is what we're going to do. I've changed my mind. I'll try to, I don't want to move anything from this point up. So we're going to redo this. So did I overwrite? I probably overwrote you last time. Did I? I can't select what I want to select. Oh no. See, I got the mess. We got to reset you back, put you back off, and I've changed my mind. So I'm going to overwrite that. Because I'm not happy with this, so we're just going to redo this. Is it F5? Yep. Whip that. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a line and adjust that. So basically, I don't want to move anything from this point up. I think I'm going to do a disconnect and hide down to right there. That's that corner point I don't want to move. So let's get a selection lasso, and I'm just going to come through here, and we're just going to hide that. And then this is, I don't want to hide that. I need that point right there. And there we go. So I don't want to move any of these, so to make sure that doesn't happen, we're just going to hide them. And then maybe just grab a couple of these and try to get that. So if we scale X, and I'm clipping over here, so maybe we do a little adjustment on the X that way. Bring that up. I'm going to fix that clipping in a second here. Maybe move you a little over. Scale you out a little bit more. I think that'll kind of work. I don't know, Alt H. And then maybe we'll turn off the proportional editing here. I'm just going to kind of maybe move that out a little bit. Like so. So I think, where are you coming down? You come down here. You know, that's looking all right. I could always just move that out a little bit too, though. That, I think I'm going to slide back in a little. Take you like that. Bring you in a little. So I got a little bit better coverage, and now we'll use the sculpt to pull this back out. I have it set really low, so we can slowly. While that might be a little too low, it just requires a little more patience, that's all. I think we're good. I think I'm going to be happier with that. All right, back over to here. Export that. Hop back over into here. I'm going to, let's reload as a morph target. We'll take a look at that. I'm happier with that. And if we run the sim, I think that's going to be fine. All right. Now we're going to double check. So I'm going to update that geometry. Here, let's go into edit mode. So I don't need this more. We'll just get rid of that. And we'll just update this geometry. Let's clear you off, though, because the geometry updates. Well, actually, the update geometry doesn't. Isn't relative. It's always an absolute. So update you with that. There we go. Now we'll just check how this affects the female shape, which is actually the main shape we're really interested in. I've got the wrong thing selected. There we go. Base female. I like that better. If we simulate. Oh no. It clipped in a little bit. It's going to have some displacement on it, but still, I would rather it didn't do that. And did that just shrink? It just kind of shrunk on there. I mean, I could set the offset to be maybe a millimeter more on the, but sometimes that does weird things. So right in here, our collision offset, by default, it's like 2 millimeters. We'll set it to 3. It's still clipping in. You know what? My smoothing modifier is not turned on. That's probably going to smooth it out. Let's turn you off. Control Shift F. So we got our smoothing modifier back in there. I should probably recalculate it. We'll do that. And that's the way it's supposed to work. Okay, that's fine. That'll be fine. All right, that's going to be good. All right, we're going to resave. Resave this. I'm happy with it. All right, where am I? I'm in the G8 folder. Let's go over to the G9. We'll take a look at G8 too. I want to change that too, and kind of like I did here, get that crotch covered a little bit better maybe. Suit. There we are. And yes. And I don't care about the color now. We're going to, after we do the textures, we resave it anyhow. So all of this is probably fine. Okay. I'm happy. You did not attach. All right. I'm not worried about it. We're totally getting the textures today. I heard a noise. Oh, CS Bond in the house, baby. Oh, we should shout out Naps more. Oh, yeah. We actually have a Napsmore command. It's exclamation point Napsmore. We went to all the trouble There's that Hathorn sound. Thank you, Charles. Good to see you, man. I hope everything's going well for you. We're just doing geometry tweaks on the Cyber Neon suit today. And then we're going to do the textures. Yeah, I want to get a little bit better coverage in that crotch too. So we're going to just do the same thing we just did with the G9. We're just going to expand out down in here a little bit. So I'm going to resave this just to make sure I've got the good version. General mesh resolution, we're just going to set you to base. Mesh smoothing, we're just going to turn that off and export. And you're going to become this one, and we're going to call you B2. Oh, hold on a second. All right, we're back. What are we doing? Oh yeah, this. We're gonna save it as V2. G8 V2. I don't know if I'm in camera anymore. Do that. Target file exists. Would you like to replace it? No, I already have a V2. I guess we're going to. Did I just save this? What is today? 306? No, that's not today. Today is the 23rd. That was the 22nd. So I'm going to put V3. I don't want to overwrite. I end up with way too much backup stuff, but still, every now and then, if I don't do it, I regret it. Okay, I think we're good. All right, back over to Blender. We don't need you. We don't need you.
Chris, pay attention.
What do you do? Just walked in the door? There we go. Have to work tomorrow, so you only be at stream tonight. Okay. Sounds good, Charles. All right, there's our V3. I'm importing. Import. And I need a V8 to go with this. So we'll do that. Pop over here to the G8F folder. There's a G8F right there. And we're just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make this crotch a little bit. So what we're going to do, what we did last time, we're just going to hide this stuff north of here. From this point up, I don't want to change. So we're just kind of slip through here and do that. Actually, I'm going to grab a bit more than that. Did you see the joke at the end, or are you ignoring it? You'll be streamed for a very short time. Oh, and Sarah says leave the crotch alone. There's a morph for that, Charles. Did this not work? By the way, it's unofficially summer. We all knew that, right? All right, we're hiding you. We're hiding this. You may have noticed I've started redecorating the stream. We've got Bongo, the dolphin, back for the summer. We have Leo the octopus, a teeny little one, way up at the top. I'm thinking if people want to have their OCs in swimwear for the summer, we can put them in the far corner over there on the other side of the screen. I think I'm going to put a palm tree on that side too, over on my right, your left. This one's much neater, but I still want it to be a little bit wider. So scale X. I'm not proportional editing. Let's do that. Actually, let me just grab this line right here. Scale X. And I'm just gonna just kind of do this. And then we want to bring that up. I want to bring a lot of this up, actually. I'm going to grab these as well. And so I'm just going to, and we're going to pull that back out, and we'll scale you out a little bit further. Kind of like that. I think that'll be good. I'm probably going to try to manually touch these up. Alt H. So I'm going to grab these. I'm going to turn off proportional editing for this one and just. Okay, so I have proportional editing on. I lied. I'm just going to move that over a little bit like so. Move you over a little bit. Same thing down in here. It's going to be good. I like that. All right, let's pop over to sculpting. This is going so much smoother than the last one. Sculpt, and we're just going to pull this back out. Rub-a-dub scrub. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna change that to 0.2. It's still subtle, but it's twice as fast. I think we're good. Am I clipping a little bit over here? I am. So we're gonna just need to pull that over just a little bit. Just a pinch between the cheek and gum. I grabbed the wrong thing. I got it that time. So I want to get that like so. Pull you out just a little bit. You need to, I think this is fine, but I think maybe just a little down. I think that's fine. Let's see how this looks. We're going to export it and then load it in as a morph target, double check it. Activate export. I'm just going to overwrite that one. We'll pop back over to here and import. Morphloader Pro. Choose that. Accept. This does a couple of things. This lets me know that it's good. And then we can also just see. I like that. I know it's kind of a subtle difference, but I think I like that better. So we're going to, so I don't need this. This is just and then we're just going to update the geometry with the shape we just made and then resave that. And then we're going to texture. Texture like the wind. That one right there. Accept that. And accept that. And there we go. We got our new shape. All right, Control Shift F on that. Set it back to the way it was. And we're going to save that out. And we're going to save that over here in the Genesis 8. Because we don't want to overwrite the Genesis 9. That would be bad. And is all this right? Me, Cyber Neon suit, G8 female, full body. Accept that. I want to double check. I think I'm in the wrong. We're looking at the scene identifier right here, and I want to just make sure that that just says Cyber Neon suit by itself, and it does. So we're good there. All right, we're ready to make textures now. I've done a little bit of work, so I don't need Blender anymore. It's not like I have to save these. We saved it as an OBJ, so if I need to make changes, we can just load them back in again. Oh yeah, happy Taffy Day, everybody. And Substance Painter. I have to kind of, well, you know, black and white. We're going to do that. So I have the Cyberpunk blue. Here, let's write this down. I'll write it down in PowerPoint. Where's my text box? I never. Oh, let's open this up. There we go. Cyber Neon. I think we set this up earlier in the week when we did the, we have the big plane in here. Is it in here? There it is. That's what I'm looking for. All right, and I'm going to make you a numbered bulleted list. And so we need the black. We need white. I've got blue and purple. I think we'll go with a red and gold. Maybe a green and yellow. I'm not sure what else to do. I want a sixth one, and I'm not sure. Should I just do gold and silver? We'll do just 7 on this. And pink. There we go. We're done. All right, that's 8. I think we'll work with those. That can go over there. This is right there. I've got my dirt out. Turn the dirt off. I have to kind of decide what I want as the underlying material here. Fabric. So, I mean, there's the calves. So there is these. Let's get the displacement. Actually, the displacement map's going to change after the lights. The lights are going to be part of the displacement map. Car metallic fabric crumpled. Is that what I want for the base material? Maybe something like this with an underlying hex or lycra mesh to it. I do want to tile that up though. Maybe that'll be. We'll use that and we'll blend it in with. Let's do that. I really don't need the 2D view because we're going to be using that plane. There's a sequin material, but I'm not going to use that. I do kind of want a shimmery cloth. So there's this microfiber. I don't like that. Never mind. So there's a hex lycra. I think I'm probably going to blend in with this. Spandex. I don't know. How does that look? Yo, Bronto Saver, how are you doing? We're texturing a Cyber Neo showgirl outfit. I'm not going to use the color on that. We're just going to blend that in. I don't like that. Never mind. Bad idea. I'm doing well enough, thanks. By the way, Bronto Saver is an excellent streamer. Check her out if you can. If you aren't following her, give her a follow. Let's do tiling on that. I'm thinking if I hide that, I kind of like that pattern. And maybe we... Do I have my rough... Maybe we tweak the roughness. Because I want a bit of a sheen on it. And that might be the base. Maybe a little finer on that. You know what? I might go with that. Is the base. Yeah, so I'm gonna set up. We're gonna set up 8 of these for the 8 color sets we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna take this and just dupe it 8 times. Is it Shift D, Control D? I don't know. Control D. That was it. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Looking great already. Thanks. It's going to end up in Dad's studio over here. I've already got the shoes done. That was why you know pose. What's the point of doing a pose if it doesn't do anything? Dag nabbit. Ah, my pose broke. Oh no. There's the shoes, but I gotta pose the feet to go with them. And I'm gonna resave that because apparently I didn't save it right before. Those are some mighty high heels. Also, they're platforms to make things even worse. Okay, Shift Y, do that. Control D. And they glow right now. Just a quick. Dum dum dum. So there's my shoes. I'm gonna put a texture on this, but these the lights are good. I don't need you anymore. I'm gonna save this foot pose before I lose it again. We're gonna do a pose preset. I'm gonna overwrite that. Thanks. They're shiny, neon. Exactly. Target already exists. Would you like to press it? Yep. All right. We just want to save the feet. So I gotta come down all the way down here and say feet. It saved. Accept that. Hopefully that's good. All right. We're gonna. Also, I have a headpiece, but it's not fitted for this yet. We'll do that eventually. And we have a tail. At some point, I should get this to fit that. And we're just going to have a little decorative tail coming off the back because it is kind of a showgirl outfit is what I'm inspired by. You know, some days I just can't click on stuff. Tail's going to line up about like so. So that's kind of where I'm heading with this. I've got all of these parts modeled and done. We're now just working on textures today. And moving along. And she's got underwear on, so don't worry. She's got underwear underneath her skimpy ass cyber neon showgirl outfit. All right. Anyhow, we're back over here. I'm setting these up for the main color schemes. I'm going to do pink. Oh, wait a minute. Can I change the color in here? Where's the color? There's the color. I can't see it because it's the same color as the background. All right. We want a little, maybe a little bit more saturated. I like that. What did we say? Silver and gold? In Chris's world, silver is a light blue. Just a touch. Somewhere out in here. Maybe a little darker, but with a touch of blue to it. Okay, this is going to be gold. And then we're going to add lights, and then the lights are going to have colors. Gold. So let's set that up. Somewhere in there. What were my other colors? Green and yellow. Yellow's going to be the light color. Red and gold. That's kind of like yellow, but with gold. Blue and purple. I'm also going to set up different colors for the edges, I think. Well, I'll think about that. Bum, 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 bum. So you're going to be green. I think I'm going to make you a rich green. And then we'll set up red. I think blue and purple is going to have maybe... It's going to be red. You know what? I should just... This is blue and purple. I'll just say blue for this. And then I need a black. We already have black set up. We have white, which of course is just light gray. Never pure black, never pure white. Unless there's a specific need to get darker than black. So, or whiter than white. White gets blown out really bad in DAS. So I try to really avoid white. Even light grays end up just getting completely blown out. Just with the default light settings. So anyhow, green is done. We're going to do red. I always like kind of a darker red. That's just personal preference. All right, that's going to be blue. I'm going to set that up with a, you know what? I'm going to look for a cyberpunk color palette. I think I did this the other day. All right, so we're going to use that blue, which just looks like straight up RGB 00255. I mean, I guess I could just type that in here, right? Do I have an arch? There we go. What did I just say? 00. Well, this is going to be 001. 0. I keep forgetting I can't hit tab. It does weird things. 0 and 1. That'll be blue. White. It's a lot like silver, except absolutely neutral. And maybe a little darker. Okay, so those colors are set up. I'm going to set these up for trims. So I'm going to grab all of this. And also I'm going to add a purple color in for the trims because I'm going to mix blue and purple. And I might mix in some of these. We'll see. Anyhow, let's group all of this together. I should have used Control G, but that's okay. Base colors. I can Control D that. This will be trim colors. And I only want the color. Can I just set that? There's not an easy way to do this. That's going to be tedious. So I'm just going to come in here and turn everything else down to 0. And we'll just do the color. I just did the normal. Oh, hello, Monsieur Loque. How you doing, buddy? All right, and just to make the trim colors go easier, we're just going to put a black mask on that, or a color selector. Mask with color selector. And come in here and just tag all the trims. And I'm going to set you to pink so I can see what I'm doing as I go. And I'm going to make that a trim. And we got trim there. And I got trim running down here. And I got trim in the back. I missed. Because the hot point isn't where it should be. All right, so we've got our trim options. Also, I'm just going to add a purple in here. Something like that. So that can then be mixed with the blue. All right, now we're going to set up our neons. Also, I want to see where the trims are when we do the neons. Memloss. Is Memloss in here? I missed Memloss? Damn it. First day off since the 12th. Oh, you got the old job back. Congratulations. All right, I'm going to set up my neon lights. We're going to drop a layer in, a paint layer for this. Grilling, but fun. Grueling. Okay, so how do I want to do this? So we want to overwrite the bump maps and the height maps. I actually want this to... I'm going to set this up and then we're going to redo pen tool stuff. I think. Does the pen tool allow me to just use a point? I don't know. Let's find out. I don't need this brush. Where did my paint layer go? I didn't put one in here. We're going to put a paint layer in here. This is going to be neon. I'm just going to call it neon for right now. Let's come over to the pen tool. Okay, so can I just put a point in here and call it good? I can. All right, we're going to adjust this path. I want to use a basic round hard shape. Oh, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Can I... How do I cap the ends? You know what? I'm just going to have to paint that in. Go, Memloss. There he is. Only made like 40 though for grueling. Oh, you made 56 sales at Daz yesterday. 47. Dang. I don't know how many sales I made, but I think without a new product, it was probably one of my better days without a new product. I need a way to have the ends round when I do this. I gotta figure out how to do that. There's a way to do this. Hold on. Anyhow, my stroke width is way too thick, isn't it? Oh wait, there they are. They're turning around now. I think this will work. That's round enough. And then we can just kind of... This is the one thing that drives me crazy. I can never see these little control points. They're in here, but they're so hard to see. Just because I don't know, there's just no real contrast. Is there a way I can change that? Wait, there's one. What I should do is I should do this on my template. Having these colors in here isn't really the best thing. Where are you coming from? Oh, you're right there. There we go. So I'm going to just delete you, and we're going to redo this. Turn you off. I can now see my grid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I want little dots right in here. That's going to be the tedious part. And then we're going to, what are you? You're like about 4. We'll start here, and we'll just kind of run up through the middle. And I'm just going to run out through here. Get you, so I'm going to run that like so, and then I'm going to put another one. So this is 1, 2, 3. We'll escape. 2, 3. So this one's going to start here. I'm going to come here. I should just do shorter segments. Gives me better curves. And then that one goes there, and then we'll just double check. Okay. All right, let me set this up the way I want it to do, what I want it to do. I'm going to make it red because I can color shift that the easiest. So we actually want it to have height, but we're going to have it go in. No, actually, yeah, this is what I'm going to start with. I think I'm going to put an edge on this, a little trim, maybe not. I'm thinking. This is going to be emissive. So turn that on. And my emissive color, you know what? I'm going to turn that red too because I can color shift it later on. It's not going to, I'm going to just go with the base normal. So our roughness and metallicity on this are going to be no roughness, no metallicity. I'm going to copy, is that about right? So I'm going to copy, stop that, copy that, and then just paste the properties onto that. So they're both now, and then this is what I'm going to be drawing with. And you can kind of see what it's doing there. A couple of things I have to do over here is make some changes. So the height map, I'm going to switch that to normal so the height maps underneath don't blend through. Likewise, I think that's normal. Likewise, I'm going to do the same thing with the normal map so that we don't actually get any weird texture in here. I think that's going to be good. All right, now I'm just going to start running these strips everywhere I want them. And it's easier for me to do them over here instead of over here, I think. All right, what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you know what? I'm going to kind of do the middle of this. Bring it down like so. Time to get back to the kiddos. All right, thanks for being here, buddy. We will catch you later. Happy Memorial Day weekend. That's good. And then we come escape, and then I'm going to put one in here. that says 4. So I'm just going to run it down this line right here. Try to get that so it ends right about so. Let's take a look at how that's looking. I like that. Now we just got to do that on the other side. There is a mirror function, but this isn't actually a symmetrical mesh. So I'm not going to do that. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to start you here and then just kind of go through the middle of these and end right about there. This one's going to run through here. And we're going to end you right about there. Okay, these ones are going to have, I'm going to put dots here and here. So I'm going to start this a few back, maybe from here. I can just run you straight down like that. And then I'm going to put a big dot down in there. I'm going to tweak you a little bit so you're a little bit more in the center. These aren't exactly straight up and down. I'm going to put thin ones in on here, I think. And then I also want to run, so I'm going to put dots here. I'm going to put dots in about here. So I don't know, maybe we should just start you and drag you down like so. And kind of line these up. And then we'll double check them in 3D space. That one's looking okay, I think. Okay, where did I start you? I'm going to count. There's about 1, 2, 3, 3 from this corner. So about 1, 2, 3, right about. Oops. And I forgot to see where this goes, so I'm just going to drag you all the way to here. I zoomed in too far, damn it. Let's try this again. All right, where did you end? Uno, dos, you know what, we're going to move you just a little bit. Line you up in a similar spot. Do I want these a little farther down? I probably want these a little farther down. And they're not lining up, are they? These look good. I'm going to put little dots in here and here. And dots will go here and here. And I want a couple of dots down in here, maybe. I don't want to go all the way through the crotch with that. I don't think I'm going to put one here, but we're going to put a couple of... Actually, I'm not going to put anything here because we have the tail mounts back there. So, and then I want really thin ones in here. So let's adjust these. I'm not seeing you. It's because they're drawn over here. Okay. You know, I could just draw those on here. I think for these two, I'm going to do that. I can't select two at once. That's so annoying. I think right about there. Maybe somewhere. There we go. And then something like that. I got to put a point in there so it sticks to the surface. All right, I think I am happy-ish with those. Of course they'll glow. Well, not necessarily red, but they'll glow. I wasn't actually planning that. I was going to have them glow. They're glowing strips though, to go with the rest of the neon outfit. Oh yeah, I got to put these thin ones in here. You can change the glow to red, I suppose, if you wanted to. All right, you know what? I'm just going to run you through there, but I'm going to adjust this one because these strips are small and need thinner. So somewhere in here is a thing that says to do the thing. Stroke width. There we go. I just say 1 on that. And I'm paying attention to, so that's lining up there. That's lining up there. So we're going to do an escape. So I'm going to have one line up right there. And come down to here. Yep, I like that. Looking good. All right, now I'm going to add some dots, some dot lights at the ends of some of these. Here. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll put a couple down in here. And I'm not going to put, because we have a connection, so we're going to do those now. So let's do another paint. It would be really cool if can I get away with it by just doing a dot dot? That would have been too easy, right? Oh, I have the small dot. You know what? These are 2 I can do this. Yeah, I got to reset this back. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that. We're just going to add them to this one here. And I'm just going to copy this. And let me see. And then we just escape. And I'm just going to put a dot right there. And I just have to do the end and the beginning of the dot and kind of balance it out a little so that it's kind of round. And then position it so kind of, there we go. That's what I want to do. This is fine. I like this. This works out better. Okay, and then we'll just come over here and do the same thing. There. Adjust that so it's a little rounder. I'm going to do a couple, like right here. This is actually easier to do in the 3D view. Or it's not difficult. I don't know if it's really that much easier. It's about the same. All right, you're just a little too long. And this come right about there. You look a little squished. Now you're a little too long. You know what? This can be a little. I'm going to pull you down to there and then maybe bring you here. And I have to touch that one up just a hair. All right, I like those. I'm going to put a couple in right in here. Okay. I think that's what I want. I think that's good. Let's hit save. Hit save on that. All right, I'm thinking. I think we're good. All right, let's take a look at the emissive. Emissive is red. That's good. I need a background with black in it. Here's this fill layer back here on the back. I'll use that. I'll turn an emissive on that so we have a backing that red. And then I'm going to need a white version of that as the emissive strength. All right, I think we're ready to start thinking about putting stuff out. And maybe I'm going to do multiple colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe this stripe, along with the dots, will be a different color than the rest of them. So I'm going to duplicate the neon, and we're going to delete everything that's not the second color. So let's do a Control D, and I'm just basically going to come in here and delete out. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to so I can see what I'm doing. Let's add a filter on here. We're going to get the hue, saturation, and lightness. This is the reason why everything is red, because it's just like really super saturated and really easy to adjust. Because you can't really add saturation to something that's desaturated because it has no idea where to go with it. But if it's saturated all the way, I can play with it easier that way. So we're just going to hue shift that, except you didn't do nothing. I have something in the way. Hide you. Hide you. Oh, I'm looking at the emissive. There we go. This way I can hue shift both the emissive and the normal color at the same time. Good call there. So what I want to do is get rid of the ones that I don't want to be the secondary color. Do I want you to be a secondary? I don't know. We'll decide this as we go. So come into here. We'll just remove you. And I can just hit delete, right? And now you can delete that. And I don't know what I just deleted. I just deleted too many things. I wanted to keep... That's right. I want the secondary color on the outside, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. So I keep that. Delete that. Keep that. Delete that. Delete that. I think this is one of the main stripes down the middle. And my debate is, do I want these to be... I think I'm going to leave those as the second color too. Okay, now we're ready to start mixing and matching colors and saving stuff out. And I'm going to put I want a little bit of a blur on the emissive itself. Or, you know what? I think I'm going to do stupid Photoshop tricks to try to, so that the emissive strength isn't even in here. So it's a little brighter in the center than the edges, I think. And I maybe even add a little bit of a cloud, so it's sort of not even all the way across. So you know what? Let's go ahead and save the emissive, and we can start playing with that. So that will control the, and this is the color, and then we'll change it so that we can actually control the amount of emissiveness. So let's do a file, export texture. I think I got an emissive. Did I not have an emissive in here? I don't have a single emissive, but I do have a 6-channel. I'm just going to do that. This is creating a bunch of garbage I don't need. Just so I can go grab the one thing I do need. So I don't want that. I do want to keep that. I don't need that, and that. I do want that. And now I'm going to move you. Okay, let's put... Cyber Neon Whip. I need to make sure that that ID map is sitting over in here. And are you 8K? Aren't you supposed to tell me something? Why? There it is. Oh, I saved an 8K emissive. I don't really need that to be 8K. I do want that to be 8K though. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure copy this is over here in the whip folder. Okay, copy that is in the whip folder. We're going to set up our displacement map in a minute here too. And then we'll start working on the other maps. I'm actually going to move a copy view over here, and then we're going to save the 4K version of you. And let's open you with Photoshop, and then we'll do stupid Photoshop tricks. Open with Photoshop. And I'll put you over here. Okay, the first things first. Control. And we're just going to make sure our whites are whites and our blacks are blacks. Okay, now I'm going to add a new layer. Oh no, my tools are gone. How do you get those back? uh, that's not it. Oh, I always forget how to do this when the tool thing goes away. Is that just escape? Nope. Uh, software tools. There we go. Disaster averted. All right, I want that to be black and white. I got my new layer. We're just going to fill that with a rendered cloud thingy. I'm just going to multiply that. And we're just going to dial that back a lot. So it just blends a little bit of variation there. Okay, that is good. Next step, where's my Chris has lost his selection tool. What did you do with the magic wand, Photoshop? Used to be right there. You put it somewhere. Where's Photoshop hid the used to, what the frick? It's another day, it's another tool rearranged somewhere where I can't find it anymore. No, brah, you really want to use object select. You know what? It probably was good enough. That's not what I wanted. What the hell are you doing, Photoshop? Stop it. Oh, you know, it's a stupid object. Where is my freaking magic wand? Where did the magic wand go, Photoshop? Or like, Photoshop, what happened to the magic wand? Where is magic wand tool? Where is it today? Nested in the toolbar. It's in a slot with the click selection tools. Probably. Oh, is it over here now? It is not. You are lying. Oh, that's the magic lasso. That's not what I asked for. It's not there anymore. Fucking Photoshop. Damn. Where did the magic wand go? I did that. I did that. Damn you. We totally did that, and it's totally not there. Fucking Adobe. If you don't see the magic, check the workspace under Windows Workspace. Magic Wand tool is definitely still part of. I mean, it should be. I changed my workspace back to. Maybe it's the essential default. No, because my essential default is not showing my workspace. I don't know. Graphic and web. Are you over here? There it is. There we go. Okay, fine. All right, we're making progress now. Control F5, foreground color. All right. I'm going to use layer styles to give this, and then we're going to multiply that. Oh, I did it on the wrong thing. Aren't you supposed to be multiplied? And then I need a new layer. Shift Control N. That is like the stupidest shortcut command where something is necessary as a new layer. That's got one too many keystrokes to try to reach. Something like new layer should just be 2 at the most. All right, we're going to fill you with white. we're going to put a layer style on here. I think we'll try something like where's the bevel and emboss? We'll do like a bevel and emboss effect, I think. Actually, let's try satin. Satin's what I'm thinking. We'll play with the satins. I don't think that's going to do it. I'm probably going to use an inner. Wasn't there a weird metallic? I'm not really seeing the Saturn doing anything other than making it gray. Okay, I can kind of see it kind of there now. You know, something like that is what I was kind of thinking. Only maybe because I want the dark on the outside. And then can I just invert that? And then if you do white instead and screen. No, it's got to be the black. Okay, never mind. Oh, that's what I want right there. So I'm going to bring that in a little like that. I'm going to put a little bit of an inner glow to just darken up that as well. And my inner glows are usually not glows, but more darkening edges. So it's kind of set up for that already. Because I use that for faking my displacement. So I'm going to use, I think we'll do that. And then we're just going to multiply you across the others. So we're getting kind of a variation in I think we're going to file, save as, Cyber Neon Emissives Photoshop. Yeah, we'll do that, save. All right, and let me do a file export as, and I'm going to set you to 4. And export that. And I'm going to do all of this, and it's probably not even going to be noticeable. um, Often that's par for the course. You do all this subtlety, and it ends up being too subtle, and nobody will ever tell. Because when we get the brightness going, it'll probably just blow it all out. So I guess I can always pop the levels later on. Cyber Neon, runtime, textures, me, Cyber Neon. Let's put a new folder in here for the outfit. Neon outfit. And you're just going to be the emissive map. And I'll export that. And we'll take a quick, and we'll come over here. I'm just going to put a generic dark color on here. We'll throw the emissive on it right now. I've got the wrong thing selected. There we go. We'll just do that. We'll just switch to black. I thought I said black. You know, do I have my base shader on here? I do. Okay. We'll set the emissive to white, and we'll put a mask on for that. We are totally in the wrong folder because we haven't been over into this folder yet. Boylesque, Cyber Neon, Runtime, Textures, Me, and the outfit, and we'll use that. And you know what? I'm going to use that as the color too, so we can kind of see it. That didn't work. So there we can kind of see what's going on. And then let's activate the render. I should probably just switch to iRay and tweak the... All right, so that's pretty not glowing. Nope, wrong thing. Over here. Going to do that. Oh, so my emissive color is still... I thought I had... Apparently I'm moving too fast. And you're not really... Oh, that's my problem. We got that really low... I'll switch it to the K. All right, we're getting there. And all that playing around with the subtleness and the... You know what? We're going to pop that up. See if we can make that a little more dramatic. And I don't have anything that's really... I'm going to stick her arm in front so we can kind of see the light. I'm going to switch to texture shaded for a bit here because that'll just speed things up a lot faster while I'm... All right, now we'll pop back over into iRay. I'm not really seeing a lot of light emitting off of that. So let's tweak. And I don't know why my emissive color has gone black too. There we go. That's better. You know, 1500 should be throwing off more light. I can see a little bit of it over here. See, that's better. That I might work. That I might be able to live with. And you can see it going the other direction as well. Okay, now I'm going to try to adjust our map so I can actually see some variation in there. It still might get blown out, but let's try. We'll start off with this, and I'm just going to crank you all the way back to that, and then we'll resave you. And it's loading in the new map. I can see some of it now. I think I'm going to make the edges a little darker too. So we'll tweak the inner glow here. Actually, before I do, I'm going to zoom in so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And I probably don't even need that satin on, do I? No, I'm not even going to use the satin. I have that multiply with black to 100. Just make you a little darker on the edges. All right, back over to here. We'll just make it red. So apparently it said, no, dude, we ain't doing that. I must have hit cancel or something by accident. And I don't know, we say 20? I'll tweak that. I'm not sure if I want to. Maybe we dial back the cloud layer a little bit. Now the whole thing's freaking glowing. It's like it suddenly decided to not use the illumination. The what the hell, Daz? Where are you coming from? It's totally not my base color. Where did you get that from, Daz? It's like I put a geoshell or something. This is just not the color that we have right here. All right, Daz has just lost its flippin' mind. All right, let's try. Let's do this. Let's do that. And it going, no, bro. It's like it doesn't have the texture, but it does. Holy cow. See, it's fine with that texture. It's like my texture broke. It's doing that weird broken texture name thing, I bet you. So here, let's watch this. This is going to be stupid. This is going to be so stupid. So I'm going to just copy that, right? I'm going to select that. We're going to open that up. And then now it's black. Now we're just going to open up the exact same texture, but the name is different. And now it's... I've seen it do stupid shit like this before. And if I do that, it's not falling for that. All right. This is working the way I think I want it to work, except for the fact that it's Dad's just playing stupid texture games with me, which is no fun. Are you not my... There's my emissive color. So we're going to set the emissive color to white. So somehow I broke the texture when I saved it out of Photoshop. And I'm not sure how to fix that. I've seen it do stupid stuff like that before. And I generally just... The fix is just to change the name. Which doesn't make me happy. Oddly enough, as that might sound. I'm liking the way that's looking, though. I think maybe we're going to leave it like that. It's kind of glowing. We can set it up for the two colors later on. All right, we're ready to move on with working on the textures. I've got 46 minutes left before I'm going to call it a day here. So let's get some of these out. Let's turn the eye ray off. And we'll put that off to the side. And I'm happy with this. So we're just going to hit save on that Photoshop file. And we're going to close Photoshop. And we're going to come back into here and we're going to set up. We're about ready. Actually, let me do the basic displacement map. So I need Photoshop for that. Actually, let's set up some of the... Let's get the base coat, these out, and then we'll do the displacement map before we call it a day here. So let's switch back to material. And I'm going to come up. So our cyberpunk is going to be purple. And this is going to be neon trim. Or neon 02. We'll do that. Neon 01. And we'll do... I'm going to do blue with purple trim. So I got purple trim. I'm going to set that up with the blue. So that's the blue with the purple trim. Then we'll do the blue and the purple lights. I need to do that for this. And maybe I should group these together because I'm going to do 8 sets of these. And it's probably easier to do it that way. Add filter. Although I might want the blue with the purple lights on a black background. Oh yeah, I'm choosing my filter. All right, we're going to group you two together. Hey, I remember, and this will be blue, purple, neon. And then we'll just adjust this to be, right now it's the green. So I'm going to make you the blue. Or do I want you to be the purple? I don't know. purple is somewhere. Where are you red again? My hue's not changing on them. Am I doing the right thing? I am. What the farfignugan? And why did I lose my... Oh, it's because this... Normal, normal. Normal. Nope, you're still not... These are both normal. I hide you. You're letting the height map bleed through. Didn't I set you to normal? There we go. Why are you acting funny? Oh, I think it's because this is... Is that just getting in the way? No? Oh, it's because I need to set you to do the color and the emissive as well. That's what my problem is, doy. All right, this is better. Now we're making progress. I think I'm going to go with that. Although I think maybe no trim with a black. I want to try that. I may change my mind. We'll try this. Okay, Control Shift E. We'll save that out. I think black is just going to be no light. So I think, or maybe it'll just be a dark. No, it'll just be like a white. So let's do 6-channel. Export. Oh no, I'm doing it at 8K. We're going to redo this. We'll switch that to 4K. I want most of my maps in 4K. Open this. Cyber Neon. I'm just going to call you blue, purple. Do that. My metallicity is black. I do have opacity, don't I? I do, but I gotta mix in. I gotta block out the lights because they're not going to have any opacity. Or maybe I'm just going to ignore opacity. You know what? We're just going to ignore opacity. Do I have any normal map? I do have a normal map. And I do see the strips are in here. Excellent. And I don't need you because we've redone you. So we're going to do this, Control X, and we'll put this over into the runtime folder. Do I have you open up somewhere? I do not. Textures, do, and paste right there. Okay, back over to here. Let's go ahead and set up the rest of this. You're now going to just become white. Actually, let's just redo. We'll just reapply the base shader and go from there. Boom. And then I'll dial up the opacity. And I just went past the folder. I'm looking for this and this. All right. Put you into the base color, which should be up here somewhere. Metallicity is going to be off. Emissive. I'm going to use the copy because the other one's broke. Height map, we'll put you right there. Normal map, you go right there. We're going to make a displacement map that'll go with this. Roughness map goes right about. Glossy roughness looks good there. And you know what? I'm going to put a. I'm going to plug you into the glossy specular channel and see how that works. I probably want to tweak that because I probably want a lighter color. And then emissive color. Oh, and you're supposed to be in the emissive, in the luminosity. There we go. So you go here into color. You are going to go over here into luminosity, luminance. 15. And let's see how this is looking. We need more light in that. Oh, you know what? It's using the C something something, isn't it? All right, I'm going to put you back to iRay for a little bit. I have to switch this to K CD M meters squared. And I'm going to overpower that a little bit more. There, I like that. Okay, am I getting texture in here? I am. All right, now we'll make the displacement map to go with this. I think I'm going to make my black darker, though. It's picking up a lot of sheen. Am I getting enough sheen in? If I take off my glossy color, just leave it white. That doesn't seem to make a difference. Okay, I'm just going to leave that like that then. All right, we need some displacement to give it the fake thickness now. So we're going to set that up. I'm going to switch you back to texture shaded because I don't need that extra load in the background. We're going to make sure that you're saved. I'm going to close you, put you down, put you away for a little bit. I am going to save, actually I want a 4K emissive. Control Shift E. I'm going to do 4K maps. Or 8K. I need 8K maps. Export that. I want that 8K height map, I think. We'll come back here. All right, so let's go over to the templates. Did I save the template? I think I did. Open with Photoshop. I think that's a 8K map. All right, do that. Control Shift I. New layer. All right, we're going to fill you with white. I need a layer right behind here for black. Is my paint bucket? Where's my paint bucket? It's hidden underneath something in here, isn't it? I thought it was behind the gradient tool, but I guess not. You know what? I could just do that. Never mind. Okay, we're going to add our inner glow on that. We're going to tweak that back to what I normally would use for something like this, more like 12 or something. Also, I'm going to blend in the height map with the displacement map. So that's where this thing comes into play. So I want to multiply that. Let's rasterize you. Set you to multiply. And that might be good enough. I want a little bit of a thing on this, so I'm going to add I'm going to break this apart. We're going to add a white outer glow on that, I think. So I'm going to select all the emitters on the suit. Actually, let's just try it like this. We'll go ahead and file save as, and we'll see what it looks like, and see if I need to make this a little more subtler, if it's too harsh. Save, export as. I'm going to export it at, okay, export that. We should be here. I'm just going to call you displacement. I misspelled displacement. Okay, let's take a look at how we're looking now. So back over here, zoom in, and let's switch to NVIDIA iRay. Oh, I got to add we actually need the displacement map in here, right? That would make a difference. Wrong folder. There we are. There's my displacement channel. And we're going to set that level to 6 to give us enough resolution so we can actually start seeing it. And I'm going to switch you to 0.25. And you know what? I don't actually want the panels to be black, so I'm going to dial that back a little bit. But we're waiting for, hopefully we haven't run out of VRAM. Although that's probably what our issue is right now. I already know I want to dial the strength of this back so it's not as, so it's more gray than black. I think that's good. I'm going to resave you. Yeah, I think this is good. I'm going to be bold. I probably shouldn't. You know what? This is just memory problems. I've got too much memory hogs all open at the same time. OBS with Substance Painter, with Photoshop, with Daz trying to run iRay. Yo, Johnston. Sorry I didn't see you, man. I'm not sure how long ago you said that. Sorry, buddy. Oh, that was a long time ago. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to hope that that was good enough. I don't know if that did anything to help, really. There we go. I'm not really seeing the displacement map kick in, though. I think Daz is just being Dazzy. I think maybe if I do an official render, I think the iRay preview is acting up. It could be. I don't know. Because we have our displacement map in there. Sometimes the preview mode doesn't do as well as I think it should sometimes. We can kind of monitor what's going on. I can see my VRAM memory there. You can see how the GPU's not really doing anything. We can kind of see the temperatures it's pegging. CPU is busy as a mofo. And we are only using 27 gigabytes of RAM. All right, I'm seeing the thickness here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Maybe a little smoother on this. And I've closed Photoshop. All right, I'm going to cancel that. Get rid of that. I'm going to tweak that a little bit more in Photoshop. What do we got? 25 minutes before I'm going to call it a day. Adobe Photoshop. So what we have is we have that inner glow set to 12. We're going to kick that up a bit more. Over here. I don't know. What did we say? 20. And we'll try that. I almost did Control Shift E save, and that doesn't work in this program. All right, back over to Daz. I missed. Let's do a test render. The biggest hog in this is that displacement map at 8K. Is that a little bit better? I think that's a little smoother. Yeah, I'm going to live with that. That's going to be the thickness I'm going to go with. I kind of like the variation in that. You're not seeing it with this because this color just blows out so easily. This cyan, you can't see, but you can see it in the other color better. Okay. I'm good. I'm good with this. I'm going to save this. And then then we're going to save a bunch of other colors. Let's put that there. Let's come over here and save it as a material preset. I'm just going to call it blue and purple. Blue. And actually here, what are you, Cyber? What am I calling the others? Cyber Neon. I'm spelling out Cyber Neon for everything. Cyber Neon, blue and purple. We'll just do that. We're going to uncheck any simulation settings and just save that. All right, and with that, I'm happy with the Photoshop for now. I'll probably, knowing me, I will probably tweak a bit. Let's save you. But anyhow, right now, that's doing what I want it to do. Then we're just going to come over here and crank out some colors. You know what? Let's do the purple. And I just need colors now. And we're just going to do purple with purple. So I'm just going to duplicate you. Control D. I'm going to put, you know what, pink lights is basically just magenta. Do I want to put pink with gold or do I want to just do pink? I think I'm just going to call it pink. We'll try that. I might swap the lights out on the pink for the gold, but we'll just do this for now. So I'm going to turn you off. I'm going to just disconnect these because I'm just going to use one color on this. So we're just going to put a huge saturation filter up on the top. This time I'm going to remember to include the emissive with that. We're just going to tweak that hue back a little bit this way. Lighten that up a little bit. I think that'll be good. Control Shift E. We only need the color. So I'm going to delete all of this stuff out because we don't need it. And we're just going to say pink. I'm going to need a dirty version, but I'm not sure how I want to do that with the illumination. You know what? I think I'm going to just put a harsh dirt over the emissive. Actually, let's do the dirty version now. So I'm going to turn the pink off and we'll go back to the blue and the neon because I can kind of get a feel for what's going on there. Switch that back to black. I thought I had dirt in here somewhere. Maybe I deleted it. Was that this filled area way in the back? I don't know. I'm just going to add a dirt in here. Do I want to have they actually do that? Yeah, we want to do that because I want to actually abuse my illumination. And you're going to just be black. And also, you know what, we're just going to do, my roughness is going to be impacted in the metallicity. We're not using metallicity, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, now we're just going to put a dirt filter on here. So add a black mask, add a generator. Let's do dirt. Let's just do base color so we can kind of see the dirt. Let's pop that up so that's really a dirt contrast like that. Dirt level like that. Do I have a scaling? Actually, I do have a grunge scale. And I'm going to add a little bit more. We're going to double this and we're going to make a kind of a brown dirt to add with this. Actually, I'm going to make this the brown. We'll put the black on top. So Control D that. Come over here. I'm going to kind of make you dirty brown. Because I want kind of to mix that, but I want it kind of under the black. Is what I'm thinking. So I think I'm just going to tweak the... You know what? I could just tweak the rotation on that, right? And then we should be able to... I didn't see it rotate. I'm not seeing anything rotating. Okay, never mind. Oh, because I have to do it on here. So if I tweak the grunge amount, the grunge scale, if we tweak the grunge scale, now we can see that with the black on top is good. And am I getting that on the emissive? I am. Yay. Okay. Let's go ahead and save that out. This is going to be a 6-channel. 6-channel emissive. I'm doing a AK again. Cancel. Actually, I'm going to redo this. Did my pink go out at 8K too? Damn it. Yeah, my pink's 8K. Can I just resize you? I want... Did I not? Where's the emissive is completely black. That's not right. That's not right. My roughness is completely black, isn't it? Yep. Is my dirt underneath my... Is that what my problem is? No, you're on top. I'm just going to redo this at 4K. And then we'll see if my maps are looking any better. That's better. There we go. So there's no metallic. We don't need the height map. I don't need that normal map. I don't know. You just got named funny, and you're the wrong... Oh, I still have the neon in the... I don't... I don't think I need that. I think I need this. And you're not supposed to say custom, you're just supposed to say color. I'm gonna cut these. We're gonna actually we're gonna rename. These need to say worn. I need to make an adjustment to the luminosity with this. I'm gonna blend this in for the warning emissive. All right, let's cut all of that. Let's run over here. Let's control V. All right, let's open you up with Photoshop. And then I'm going to add this in, and we'll just blend them in together. Like that. And do I want to just multiply this? Is that how the... Yeah, that's it. And then flatten and then save. And Control S. And we'll put you away. And we'll set up the dirty version. And we'll come over here and make sure that this is saved. I'm going to group these two together. That way I can just toggle, and then I just need dirt colors. Alrighty, do that. So the changes for the dirt are the base color. We're updating the emissive, also, yeah, emissive color. Do I actually, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to update that with that. We're going to update this with that. Did that get changed? That did. That got changed. Also the roughness. That didn't. Oh no, I need the worn roughness. Never mind. I need this one. I'll put that right in there. And I'll put you into the glossy spec channel. And we'll just take a quick look at how this is looking. So hopefully we get blotchy emitters. And then maybe I'll see if I can knock out a couple more colors before the I call it a day here. So I think the green version is just going to have a green, maybe green with black trim, and then we have yellow emitters. That'll be the green. I think red will be red with maybe gold trim and gold emitters. Am I out of? No, my GPU's cranked all the way up to 10 though. Or more than 10. It's close to maxed. So this may be, let's see. Oh no, it's in the GPU. Yay. And I've got dirt on my emitters. Yay. I think that's going to work. The black's, though, the worst version to kind of probably check out how a dirty texture's looking, but I think that's going to be good. We're fine. It's going really slow, though, even though it's supposed to be running on the GPU. I want to see it just to do the one filter pass, and then I'm going to call it good. Yeah, that's kind of what I want it to look like. I think I'm good here. Oakley dokley. Stop that. Say yes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and save. Did I not save the material? What the frick? Oh, I'm in the wrong. How did I get over there? I didn't save the material. I went to all that trouble, and then what did I do? Hit the wrong button? Did you just not? Oh, for crying out loud. Daz, what did you do, Daz? Daz, what did you? I don't know. Let's try this again. Material preset. Okay, so you're gonna be cyber neon blue and purple. I'm gonna say worn blue and purple. And uncheck all simulation settings and hit that. Okay, do I have Photoshop still open? I do. We don't need Photoshop anymore. Hopefully that'll save. All right, we're going to, we've got the worn turn off. I did the pink. We got the blue. There's a pink color floating around somewhere. Let's turn you off. Let's duplicate you. Let's call you yellow. Let's go back to, let's turn that. And we'll adjust you to yellow. I'm going to match that with the green. And I'm going to put the black trim on that. Oh no, I don't have black in here. Because black got stuck on the outside. Okay, let's put black in here. Let's put black in here. Turn that off. Let's copy that, put a copy of that black over in the trim. There we go. That's going to be the green and the yellow. Did you save yet? There you go. Finally. And we just want the color. So Control Shift E. We'll just switch over to color. And we can get a few more of these colors out and call it a day. I did 4K. Yay! We remembered 4K this time. I'm just going to call this green. All right, let's do the red. I want to match the red with the gold trim. And I want to set this to be kind of a gold light, which is going to probably just look a lot like the yellow or an orange. We're going to slide more toward the orange with this gold than I would normally, just to get a little more variation between that. So turn you on. So this is just going to slide back right about in there. I think I just need to dial the lightness back a little. And maybe slide you a little bit more like that. I think that's going to be good. That's going to be good. Let's see, trim colors, base colors. There, I'm going to call that red. Maybe red gold. I just say red. All right, what other? It's back to this. Got one of those, got one of those, got one of those, got one of those. We can do a gold and we can do a silver. So gold is just going to be like this, except gold. Back over into here. I might tweak that color. We'll see how it looks like in later on. Okay, we want silver, which is basically just going to go with all. You know what? I'm going to make a light that's going to be silver, but it's just going to be really light. Basic blue. Did I not duplicate you? I thought I did. Let's call you silver. Okay, so the idea is I'm going to punch that up all the way so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Take you into the blues like that. Desaturate a lot. Punch up the lightness. And you know what? I'm going to group all of these together. Nope, that was the wrong, totally the wrong button. That was a delete. Lights. Silver. I barely even noticed the difference between that and nothing. Okay, over here, you're just going to be silver. I'm going to do a white and a black, and then we're going to call it a day. So white's going to be basically this, but with no saturation. And then I'm just going to use the white light with the black. Although you know what, maybe I'll just have black with the emissives turned off. I'm going to go ahead and yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the black with the black, and we'll just have emissives turned off on the black, and that'll be the only one without glowy parts. And my brain stopped because I am duplicating you. I'm going to duplicate you again. And so that's going to be the black light. That does nothing. I thought that would be darker. And I'm not going to worry about it. Anyhow, I'll just do that. Turn you on. You should have done something. Why are you? What is blocking? Did I drop a layer in here by accident? I did. There's my problem right there. There we go. I like that. Actually, I think I'm going to dial that black back a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Black. It's 402. I'm going to do the white, and we're going to raid out. So we're going to look for somebody to raid here. Maybe Bronto. Maybe Taddy. I don't know. Maybe somebody else. Maybe Sally Quinn. Okay, black light off. This is on, but we want it to be completely desaturated, just like that. I'm going to run down here to the base color, turn you off, turn you on, deactivate those, and that's our white right there. Pop back over to here, call that white. Someday I'll actually fix my Discord and DAS commands. All right, that's where we're going to leave off for today. So we're making nice progress on this. If I back up a little bit, we can kind of see the whole thing. We got the dirty texture on still. We'll do that. I'll let that render while we look for a raid target. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. We will be back tonight. It's the Saturday Night Social. First Saturday Night Social of unofficial summer. So feel free to join us then. Yep, Chris still needs to fix that discard command. Is my Daz command ever got fixed? Buy my stuff at Daz. Also check out our good friend 3D Loki over at Daz. Super cool cat. You can find him at Renderosity. Also, feel free to support him on Ko-fi and stuff. And I think 3dloki.com has got stuff too, if you want to check that out. And a huge shout out to Charles, Mr. CS Bond. And let's do this. Let's see who is on right now in the Twitchverse. I've got the wrong tab up because I can see nobody I'm following. This is better. I just totally follow Amaranth for science. Sally Quinn is on. I might rate Sally. I really like her. Sean Collins art, formerly known as Berry Smooth, and I did not know that. Super cool artist. You should give them a follow. Ooh, Bluxfy is on. Tatty Bidet is on. You know what? Did I raid Bluxfy just the other day? I don't care. I'm going to raid Bluxfy again. Bluxfy is one of the close art friends, so we're going to go hang out with Bluxfy. He is doing art, so we're going to do that. So anyhow, feel free to stick around for the raid. We're going to go say hi to our good friend Bluxfy, who is working on GTA 4 inspired poster work. It's looking really good. Hot chick with a gun and a bikini and a middle finger. So we're going to go over and say hi to our good friend Bluxfy. Are you rendering in the background? You are. So this is how we're looking so far. We got our neon shoes. We got our neon outfit. We got our neon headband and neon tail. This is the dirty version. But anyhow, that's how this outfit's coming along. Cyber neon, looking good. I'm going to stop that. And let's get these raids ready to go. Hey, if you can join the raid and you're not a subscriber, feel free to use this raid call. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. Kind of like that. And let's do this /raid Bluxfy. I can actually spell Bluxfy, I think. And I hope y'all, if I don't see you tonight, I hope you have a good rest of a Saturday or Sunday. Happy Memorial Day for all of you in America. Enjoy your day off if you get that. And let's go over and say hi to Bluxfy. I'm going to copy my raid call here. And where's my raid call when you need it? There it is. Raid call has been copied. And let's go over and say hi to Blux with 5 viewers. Alrighty. Hasta la vista, baby. Oops. That